When Marnie Was There is a film adaptation that is based off of a book, but is also rumored to be the final Studio Ghibli film, especially with the retirement of Hayao Miyazaki. Now, what this film revolves around is the story of a 12-year-old girl who lives with her foster parents. She also has asthma. She doesn't necessarily get along with everybody in her school because she's sort of awkward. All she loves to do is draw. But she's so unemotional that it starts freaking out her mom, so she sends her over to the countryside where she starts living with this couple. But she becomes very infatuated with this old sort of house that she sees, and she doesn't necessarily know why it reminds her of something. But she befriends a little girl who she meets in this town, and her name is Marnie, and they hit it off. But a bunch of revelations start to occur, and you pretty much get that Studio Ghibli film that is sad, but also makes you happy at the same time. Now, just breaking it down into parts, you have the animation, the artwork, which is very simple, but is very beautifully done. It may be a little bit too simple for other people, but I know for me personally is the idea or the factor that many of the frames look exactly like other Studio Ghibli film frames, so there's that. However, it definitely evokes the emotion, and it's a lot different than the Western animation that we're used to, and that I really enjoy. There's also the dubbing, which I thought was pretty well done. I saw the American, obviously English version. I thought John C. Reilly was the best one because he really embodied his character well. There are some moments where it doesn't necessarily sync up, but for the most part, it does a good job. And then, of course, there's the story, which, if you've ever seen any Studio Ghibli film, you know that it takes its time in telling its story and the way that the characters react, and there's a lot of pretty much in where this girl is interacting with two sort of worlds, and what ends up happening is that we're seeing everything through her perspective. So there are times where me in particular would be like, well, ask this question, you will get that answer. They never necessarily ask the questions that need to be answered. There are many times, as you know, in Studio Ghibli films where they just react to things. You know, they'll just be like, oh. And it's a very slow process to get there, but it does build up the emotion that you get at the end of this film. There's a beautiful song that goes along with it, and there's just this big revelation pretty much that happens and where they wrap everything up. I feel that there is a perfect moment where they tell you everything and it's just like, oh, whoa, that really wrapped up well. However, they then decide to, like, at the last minute, recap you in case you didn't understand what was being told with a character who you probably thought, hey, they already know what happened, but it turns out that they then realize it later. And as I look around my audience, I realize that that was only there so the writers can let, like, the little kids in the audience know, hey, in case you didn't get it, now you should. There is also an aspect that was going on in the movie which had to be not necessarily creeped out for a little bit, but I didn't really know where it was going, but it didn't go that way. It didn't go that way, so that was good. However, it's another Ghibli film that continues to show you that they can really evoke emotions off of these characters that interact with sort of otherworldly figures and things and such, that are again able to evoke these emotions of sadness and like just so much despair, yet it still be enjoyable to watch and just really capture you, and at the end make you happy in this world that they are able to create. So I am curious your thoughts. If you were able to check out this movie, definitely let me know down below what you thought about it. We can discuss it in the comments. What is also your favorite Studio Ghibli film? We can discuss that down below. Until next time, I'll be seeing you guys later.